Let's work through some more multiplication. We need to multiply A times B by hand, of course, showing all of your work, and check your work in a calculator. Okay. If you need help on how to check your work in a calculator, please watch the how to use the Desmos matrix calculator video that I also have included in our shell and in the playlist for this class. Okay, so I'm going to color code as I always do. So I'm going to have A is 5, -4, -7, 1. He's going to be in purple. A has 2 rows, 2 columns. He is a 2 by 2. I'm going to have B be green, 2, -3. He has 2 rows, 1 column, so he's a 2 by 1. Because 2 rows, 1 column. Okay. They ask us to find A times B. So let's check to make sure that we can, just using our order. So A was a 2 by 2, B is a 2 by 1. The middle two numbers are the same, which means that we can multiply, and that tells us that we're going to have a result of a 2 by 1 when we do the multiplication. Okay. All right. So this time when I'm setting up my squares, I don't need 4 squares. Okay. I need a 2 by 1. So I need 2 rows. And then I need 1 column. So it's going to look like this. We're going to take row 1 up top, row 2 down below, because we're doing A times B. I'm using purple for my rows. So row 1, row 2. And then we'll have my 1 column for B. So column 1. Column 1, column 1. All right. So starting out, we're going to take row 1 from A. We need to multiply that by column 1 from B. Okay. Means we're going to have 5 times 2 plus, because it's always plus, -7, which came second in row 1, times -3, which came second in column 1. We're done with row 1 because it multiplied all the way through column 1, or the B matrix. So now let's look at row 2 times column 1. We're going to have -4 times 2 plus, because it's always plus. Next comes 1, because -4, 1. And then we need to multiply that by the -3, which came second in our B column. Double check that your parentheses are stacked up on each other. Remember, if these stacks, these mini columns weren't the same, so if I had a 2 up top and 3 down below in my first parenthesis, I knew that something went wrong with my multiplication. Okay, let's finish this out. We would have 10 plus 21 to get 31. Negative 8 plus a negative 3 gets us negative 11. And notice that we do have a 2 by 1 as a result. And we just found AB. Okay. Next, they ask us to find BA. Okay. So remember that for BA, let's check our order, our size. B was a 2 by 1. A was our friend, the 2 by 2. Everybody loves a 2 by 2. But inside, the numbers aren't the same, so it won't work. So numbers aren't the same. When the numbers aren't the same, cannot multiply in that order. So we cannot multiply B times A. We did A times B and we got a result. This was a nice little cute 2 by 1 matrix. But here we cannot flip it. AB is not the same thing as BA. And just because you can multiply one way doesn't mean that you can multiply the reverse way. We have plenty of one-way streets that we drive. We don't try to drive the wrong way down the one way. It's not a good deal. Same thing with our matrices. So make sure you are double checking your orders and whether or not you can even multiply these guys.